Death Metal Podcast coming at you with your second fucking episode. So we just had a long interview with Putridarium. We announced their new fucking release on here, which was cool as fuck. Shout out to them. We're gonna play one of their new songs in a few minutes. This is the new one. Comes out today actually, and is live on the Head Split site. But also, buy it from the band. Support direct. What's up? I'm back. Appreciate it. Let me take this off. Sorry. My music ended too fast. So check this out before we go along. This is a song from their first demo from the band that just was on. So there you have it, new Fulfobelic. There's a new cassette. I got this on the box set. Hold on a second. Little sound issues over here. Let's see if that works. Um, they put out a cassette with Rotted Life. Hold on a second. Sorry, peeps. Sometimes you got to throw a second stream up here. All right. So yeah, I had just gotten that in the mail the other day. Killer label, killer band. If you checked it out just now, that's the new stuff. They're on tour too. We just had an interview with Putridarium. Sorry. Uh, See, I was like talking to him for 3 hours, and I don't even can't even say the name straight. But that's pretty normal for death metal podcast. Um, Killer band from Germany, new band. They have a couple other bands too, like Into Coffin. I suggest checking all of it out basically because I feel when I do these live streams on YouTube and play music or whatever or interview bands that basically I'm just playing and showing what I listened to like that week or whatever. So if something stands out to me, sometimes I'll reach out to a band and be like, "Yo, you want to be on here?" And some bands say, "Yeah, we'll come on and we'll talk about our releases and we'll do like an interview thing or whatever." Sometimes people just come on in a non-interview fashion, and then it sounds like an interview in the long run. And people listen to this at work and all that cool stuff. I think that's awesome, actually. I wish I had a death metal type program to listen to while I was at work. I mean, obviously there's some visual aspects to this because it's YouTube, but it seems like the easiest medium to spread our show. So I try to do the music playing and the interview stuff separated. Why don't you guys check this out? It's a new thing. Ancient Death. So yeah, Death Metal Podcast coming at you live. Saturday double edition. So we had an interview, and now I figure we go to the chat a little bit, and then I'll play some new stuff. Last night and yesterday, like I was rummaging through my CD collection, and I had busted out this CD, and I was like, you know what? I didn't really listen to this too good because when I first heard it, there was other more brutal stuff. And then I realized I'm like, there's a lot of people that talk about this record. Like it's pretty fucking known and pretty much like probably top dog on a lot of people's like whatever list. So it's this one right here, Darkthrone, Soulside Journey. So I don't know, how I was feeling about this particular record when it came out. Like I wasn't really feeling about it at all, just to be honest. I don't know what turned me off towards it. It was weird because when I re-listened to it though, I heard some songs later down that like a couple songs into it that I knew the song. So I was like, oh shit, I like this. I like this song. I know this. Um, but at the time it came out, I wasn't really into them. Like it was previous to when they had gone full black metal. It just didn't really catch me, like for some weird reason. I was so trapped in like an autopsy zone that like they sounded like they had like a little bit of autopsy like influences, which they definitely do on this one. But and then there was just something about, I don't know, it was the guitar sound, whatever, at that time. I was being a stupid little elitist. Like I was like 18, 17, 16 years old. I don't even know. I was a young kid. I mean, Soulside Journey, this shit's been out for friggin' like over 30 fucking years. So at the time when it came out, I was like, I don't know, man. And I guess I was just listening to different stuff at that point, like grindcore and faster drums, heavier bass stuff. So I didn't really, it didn't catch me, but I gave it a re-listen last night because I've been doing that. I've been going back and re-listening to my old stuff and being like, you know what, I got to give this another chance. So yeah, I wanted to talk about it a little bit in the chat. Soul Side is sick, crazy drums, hell yeah. Did anyone, or really the question I got to ask is like, is there anything that anybody went back to and was like, whoa, like I kind of put this aside when I first got it. And then I was like, I'm not that into it. And then like you literally pick the CD up or tape or record or whatever. It could have been a year later. It could have been 10 years later. It could have been a lifetime later, like me. And then you were like, damn, like, what the hell happened here? Like, why wasn't I feeling this? Why didn't I listen to this? Like, this is a good album. This is good stuff. So yeah, anybody in the chat want to throw something out like that? Plenty of times. Believe it or not, Onward to Golgotha for me. Dope. Yeah, throw it in there, man. Anybody. I had that album since the beginning. What are some things that people heard that like you might have just took the CD and kind of thrown it aside at the time and been like, nah, I don't really like this band, But then later you listen to it and you're like, holy fuck, I kind of do like this band. Any other ones? And thank you for everyone that tunes in. Andrew, Human Brisket, Fraser, Leslie, Head Split. It was awesome having you on. Appreciate it. Rob from Carney. Devils. Little Peep Rob. um, so let's hear it in the chat, man, before I play some new shit. What's something you just threw aside? Ultimo Mondo Cannibal for me. For me, Vital Remains, Let Us Pray. Though it was slow and boring, it just clicked recently. Love it now. Cool. Awesome. Ghastly was like that for me. Awesome. Awesome. One of the 1349 albums. Yeah, I remember them playing out too around me. I was involved with like booking a show, or I was gonna be involved with booking a show for 1349. I think it was like at CBGB's or something. One of my boys, Sergey, was involved with them, and yeah. So, anything else? Gonna throw a new song or some shit. We could talk about it later too. Let's check out Into Coffin. They were a they're not a project band. They run concurrently with Putridarium. Putridarium. Check this out. I gotta cue it to the spot though. Pretty sick, right? Sick fucking death metal. That's what we play on here. Into Coffin Rules had no idea they were related to Putridarium. That's killer. Hell yeah. Little Peep shout out. Oh, hell yeah, dude. So, Death Metal Podcast, episode 37. The other episode was an interview. And then, we try to go live on Sundays to try to encompass a little bit of like the Euro scene, and then interviewed a band from Germany. So I thought that was cool. I mean, big hello and shout out to all in Germany, all my death metal friends over there, black metal friends, etc. The labels over the years, everyone I've ever traded with. Big shout to all of Europe, UK, other live streamers like Jamming Out All Badass, Jake's Metal Chat, Ken's Death Metal Crypt, Carl's Midnight Hour. I know I'm forgetting one here. Everyone that does live stream type death metal shit. Metal Merchant, I think his name. It's dope. J Dog. Who else? I don't know. I don't watch all of them. But I mean, I think it's cool that people spread info, That's the cool part about them. And it's difficult to talk on camera. I mean, some people don't pre-record. I mean, they pre-record it, but I don't pre-record this. This is fucking live. Yeah, it was killer, right? What's up, y'all? What'd you miss? We did a whole other episode of Putridarium. This band right here. So we did an interview with them for fucking 2 or 3 hours, and then we decided we're going to play an exclusive track off their new one. And we just removed some of this stuff from the studio. And big shout out to Head Split. They literally released the cassette right in the middle of the fucking show. So, you know what? we could do it. Check it out. There you have it. New shit. That was their new shit right there. First time hearing it for everyone, including the band. And we put the exclusive on here on Death Metal Podcast. Just it wasn't planned out that way. It just happened that way. The band recorded a third demo, and then they have a tape release that was in the mix, and then we just happened to set up and time out an interview with them. It was actually over like a month ago, I believe, and they were like, "Yo, we'll come on." So it's and then their tape dropped today. Like, that was dope. So should definitely check it out. At least you could read their logo. What the hell are you? So anyway, I want to say hello and big shout out to them too for coming on and talking to us here at the Death Metal Podcast. Because it's dope to, just like I said during the beginning of their interview, like, I don't really, I don't know them that good. I went on there and interviewed them, like, just as a fan of listening to their demos a little bit, like their 2 demos. And I'm like, yeah, these are fucking sick. Like, I would, why not have a newer band on, and then that I like, and get to know them in a weird way, like right while we do the friggin' podcast. So that's what we're all about here, man. It's about, and teaching too. So, like, if there was stuff to be, learn about either their scene or whatever, I feel like this is I want to bring something to the death metal scene that's like unknown to people's ears, if that makes any sense. Why don't you guys check this out? Cool guys. Death Metal Podcast. Yeah, the band is Worm. Brutal shit. We're not sponsored by 20 Buck Spin or any other anything. This is just a live stream that plays death metal. I just want to always clarify that because I'm just basically whatever I'm listening to or checking out, and I feel like it needs to be shared on here. That's what usually we play, you know? I mean, I listen to hardcore and punk and all kinds of other stuff too, but if it's like a death metal oriented music, then, you know, why not come on here and try to share with some friends? And then if you can listen to this at work, or maybe you heard something new on here that you never heard before, that's what the purpose of the show is, I think. And, to talk metal with other metalheads. That's the main purpose of the show. I do it live because it seems easiest. I don't, I guess I could talk, a lot or something. It just seems easier than editing up a crazy ass video file. And we just try to keep it moving, play some music. We had an exclusive track from Head Split there. They were kind enough to come on too. Dylan's super friggin' cool. Let's go back to the old school right now for this band, who I witnessed live for the first time, their first show. And they're still together and around now. And this is some classic stuff, though, from 92. Yeah, rest in peace, Rich Bush. So yeah, he was in Zombified Preachers of Gore. Rest in peace. That echo. Dude was involved with like the Michigan Death Fest or something. One of the original promoter types. Something like that. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. So, Death Metal Podcast live today. We had an interview with German band first, and then I played separately the music. Obviously, the what do you call it? I see what this is. Shout out to Roger from Mortician for just hitting me up. We played the German band's new song from their demo that came out today on Head Split. So you guys should go check that out. This is the demo and the site, demo 22, this Putridarium. So scoop that up from the band too. Support the bands. They're sick as fuck. I'll probably have to play another track from them too. But we put an exclusive song today, which was pretty badass, man, I have to say. I want to play this because my friend Sly has been looking me out. The last time I played it, the whole podcast crashed because it's so fucking heavy. So I'll play it again.
Sucker! Big Ben. No, it's your fairy godmother.
You did this. You took my kid.
Why didn't you kill me, Roger? Didn't you have the guts to do it?
I had to get help.
He tortured me for weeks.
I would have died for you, Ben.
Well, now's your mission.
Metal Podcast. Yeah, that band was just on here on the other interview. Nickus. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I never say anything right on here. Super sick interview too. Fucking A. So if you want to check out the episode before this episode, we did an interview with members of all these bands, Into Coffin, Nickus, and Putridarium. So definitely check that out. And big hello to them. I appreciate you coming on. I hope those beers are going down good. Germany, always fucking classic for your beers. Even here in America, we always think about German beers. Roy, you playing a lot of doom metal bands? I mean, that's what I'm into, brother. You know? Same band members? That's right. They share some same band members, and then, you know. So cool. Yeah, let's play some other stuff. Want some non-doom metal? I don't know if I got any. You know? I got this. This guy showed me a demo.
Yeah. Once you took a bed, the spirits bleed. Final cries away is set. Only young, listen to the best of just attention. Steps on down.
All right, Raj said to play something fast, so we played something fast for you. There you go. So much doom, you know? Like, we got to get shit upbeat a little bit, you know? So, yeah, fucking, I got other shit in the chamber here. Let's see what we got. So that was cool to play some of the stuff we got there. I got a good one. Check this out. Death Metal Podcast. Remove. Hell yeah. That's from the Gates of Hell. That's what movie it's from. How could you not know? Anyway, we go live sporadically, but it seems weekly. I'm just freestyling this to, do the music separately from the interview, because I don't know, YouTube with their fucking algorithms and all their baloney that I don't want to, mix the music up with the live interviews. So I'm trying to keep those two things separated. That way, in case, they want to nuke all those friggin' copyrighted videos, at least the content is like its own thing and it stays up there. And it's not like, so anyone, I've said that on here before, but if you're just tuning in for the first time, also go back in time in the time capsule of Death Metal Podcast and go check out our other interviews. Like we have a massive interview with Ross from Immolation about the whole entire history of Immolation, going back to Yonkers in like 1983, or 86, or, record stores from back then and the demos and everything, and just real comprehensive. There's a few other interviews on here like that too. There's one with David from Undergang, and you guys should go back and check those out, man. They're killer. We did one tonight, and I figured I would do and put the music separated because I was like, you know what, like I want this to be its own thing on here, So let's go check something else out. Back to the slow shit.
the drums.
How's it going, guys? We're back. So yeah, that was Womb. Pretty rare track, actually. We try to play the rarities here on here. Death Metal Podcast, episode 37. Crazy. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate also everybody that tunes in like every fucking time, throws comments into the chat. It adds to the show a lot. I think, Francisco might have mentioned it earlier that basically when people are in the chat talking, like it brings out like the whole show basically. So was that from the demo or the split? That was a rehearsal track or something. Unreleased rehearsal-y track. Rubbish Country. They had short songs, right? I played a double or triple shot right there, though. So yeah, Rot. They were pretty brutal. This isn't a request show, though, for the future references. Napalm Death, old shit. Back when they were starting to be a death metal band instead of a grindcore one, you know? What do you guys think about the changeover of the Napalm Death from the grindcore type Napalm Death to like the death metal Napalm Death? Because by Harmony Corruption, it seemed like they had gone into like a little bit more death metal-y phase. You know, you did have Barney being in Benediction, which is a death metal band, but it's not like he played an instrument. But then you had a member from Terrorizer, but I mean, he played fast anyway. And then, you know, they kind of switched it up a little bit, right? Like sound wise, the old blasting Mick Harris thing, you know? I honestly prefer death metal Napalm Death. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's like different versions, right? Probably even a new or honed version today in 2022, you know? Sometimes I like two versions maybe. Like I don't really, you know, get down or I can't say I've heard new Napalm Death like the newest one. But I get down mostly with the old stuff with Lee Dorian singing. Um there's, you know, there was here's a good example of that, I guess, and then probably um this is like a non-album thing, but probably a good representation of a real Napalm thing.
Hello, we're Napalm Death. Thank you for coming, everybody. That's what's called Multinationals.
Oop. So yeah, man, it was a little low. I noticed when I went to go play it, I couldn't adjust the volume any higher. But obviously there was the old shit. Who do you defer, Napalm or Carcass? So I think what Fraser Dawson in our chat's trying to ask is, who do you prefer, Napalm or Carcass? Personally, I would say I would have to go Team Carcass. I mean, in the longer picture. Um, and that and I didn't even make it past the first like two albums, literally. So, but you know, I don't know. You know, that's actually a tough question because Napalm Death has like 3 or 4 albums that I like. You know, they have Enslavement, they have Scum, they have The Mentally Murdered. So that's 3 actually. Those are the only ones I like. They got the Peel Sessions, and so does Carcass. They got Peel Sessions, both of those. So those are good. They got 2 Peel Sessions, Napalm Death. So I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I think overall Carcass riffs, like especially like Symphony of Sickness, those are more like contagious, you know? They're like really like you can make out the riff. It's like super death metal-y. Yeah, like that third vocalist coming in, you know? You were like, who's that? The drummer, you know? There was just I don't know, more like brutal, kind of gory, death metal-y sound coming out of Carcass than there was coming out of Napalm, you know? That's me though, you know. I don't know what the chat thinks is, you know, their own thing. You hated Heartwork? I never actually heard it live. I heard it only. Reek and Peel sessions were a pretty big musical influence on me. It's also crazy, both freaking English. I never heard Carcass after Symphonies of Sickness. Like I heard the first like tuned up whatever advance of the next record after that. I don't know what record it is. Somebody in here will know. It's a third record, I guess. I was listening to Reek of Putrefaction and then Symphonies of Sickness. So the follow up, the Symphonies of Sickness, was something that when I heard it for the first time, I was like, "This is this the same band?" You know. The only thing I hated about Heartwork was no Bill on vocals. Yeah. It would have been killer to hear those gutturals on Heartwork. What about necroticism decanting the incibulars? Yeah, I wasn't into them too much, you know? So I didn't follow, you know? I think now I would probably like it more than I did then, you know? I was being an elitist again. Like I said earlier, like the music had tuned up and changed. And, I'm more of like a straight up, like, if I like the record, I like the record, or I like the sound, I like the sound. And I'm probably going to stick with that. Not just because the fucking Carcass logo is on there, you know? It's like, you know, the band's music has to sound like as brutal as I want, as the old stuff, at least, minimum. And if it's not, I mean, you know, I don't know, nowadays, even there's bands out there that almost, you know, obviously there's been a lot of bands that mimic their sound. So, like, say there's a band that mimics their sound and they do it better, I'm probably going to go listen to that instead, you know? I mean, I don't think anyone is different, but I guess some people are more interested to listen to a band no matter what release they have, you know? They might cop every Napalm Death record because they like the first, like, 4 of them. But you know, I don't know if it's due to limited funds in life. I don't know if it's just my ears are only honed to like this, you know, low sounding death metal. Necroticism is great. I've heard Insect Warfare. Heartwork is amazing. If you don't compare it to the other stuff. I'm still depressed. I miss them in Indianapolis. I like Symphonies of Sickness, you know? They got a really good production on there. Colin, what was it? Yeah, that was a killer record. It would have been nice that the next record was that again. But obviously, you know, you got to move along, you know? So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to move along, and I'm going to play another song from the band we just interviewed. So check this one out. right, so we're gonna go back in time now. So this was an unreleased at the time album, which would have been the one after Soulside Journey. So check this out.
I see the dreams illuminate and me come to life. The darkest sea that doesn't sweep my road. I am bring you as a bride. Precept all the way. Journey was a blast. No fat on the dead line, but I should still put aside. In other dimensions, my vision through black wings.
All right, there you have it. So that was so Darkthrone. We played new Darkthrone, and then we just played some old Darkthrone. So supposedly that was released in 1996. It says it was recorded in 1990 or something, and then as a rehearsal demo, and then they went back and I guess through 95 or 96 they put vocals over the rehearsal video tape or whatever. So that like technically was like their second album, but unreleased, like after Soulside Journey. So you do see like that contrasting like black metal kind of rolling in there, but at the same time it's not quite like full on like Panzerfaust, you know. I mean, they definitely changed it up. I actually am really into that record. I think it shouldn't be gauged just on the first song either, with the female vocals and everything. But I like the oohs and all that shit in the first song. Those are hard as shit. I like the female vocal part even like, I mean, it reminds me of an old Celtic Frost song, so I think it's cool. I think as a whole though, if you listen to the whole record, there's a lot of autopsy feel to it. Killer one, man. Smoking death metal. That's how we do it. How about this band? Death Metal Podcast, Disastrous Murmur. Friggin' sick as hell. That was the early 7-inch that Nuclear Blast put out. I think it was called Gore Records, though. It was like from '89. So that's, I mean, those super classic. The obviously that's a compilation of all the releases. Not all the early releases. But I have a special spot in my heart for the 7-inch. So we're gonna wrap it up. We got one more video maybe, and then thank you for everyone that tuned in to the interview and the live stuff. And have a good day, man.